Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Fallout New Vegas, the Ultimate Edition. This will be my first Fallout game I'll be playing for my channel, and I hope to play more Fallout games in the future. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyway, let's get to it, shall we?
Atomic fire consumed the Earth. Those who survived did so in great underground vaults. When they opened, their inhabitants set out across the ruins of the old world to build new societies, establishing villages, forming tribes. As decades passed, what had been the American Southwest united beneath the flag of the new California Republic, dedicated to old world values of democracy and the rule of law. As the Republic grew, so did its needs. Scouts spread east, seeking territory and wealth in the dry and merciless expanse of the Mojave Desert. They returned with tales of a city untouched by the warheads that had scorched the rest of the world, and a great wall spanning the Colorado River. The NCR mobilized its army and sent it east to occupy Hoover Dam and restore it to working condition. But across the Colorado, another society had arisen under a different flag. A vast army of slaves forged from the conquest of 86 tribes, Caesar's Legion. 4 years have passed since the Republic held the dam, just barely, against the Legion's onslaught. The Legion did not retreat. Across the river, it gathers strength. Campfires burn, training drums beat. Through it all, the New Vegas Strip has stayed open for business, under the control of its mysterious overseer, Mr. House, and his army of rehabilitated tribals and police robots. You are a courier, hired by the Mojave Express to deliver a package to the New Vegas Strip. What seemed like a simple delivery job has taken a turn for the worse.
You got what you were after. So pay up.
You're crying in the rain, Pally.
Guess who's waking up over here?
Time to cash out.
Get it over with.
Maybe cons kill people without looking them in the face. But I ain't a fink. Dig? You've made your last delivery, kid. Sorry you got twisted up in this scene. From where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-karat run of bad luck. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
cold a couple of days now. Why don't you just relax a second? Get your bearings. Let's see what the damage is. How about your name? Can you tell me your name? I can't say it's what I'd have picked for you, but if that's your name, that's your name. I'm Doc Mitchell. Welcome to Good Springs. Now, I hope you don't mind, but I had to go rooting around there in your noggin to pull all the bits of lead out. I take pride in my needlework, but you'd better tell me if I left anything out of place. How'd I do?
This is where we can select whether you're a guy, girl, and for this Fallout game, I'm playing as a girl. It tells you by the name I chose. I chose Raylan. Now, there are actually some guys' names that could be girls' names, and there are some girls' names that could be guys' names, but oh well. Now, for this one, I'm just gonna go Asian. I haven't played as Asian yet. That's fine. That's typical for Asian. They have pale skin and dark hair. Not all of them do, but that's the natural trait for Asians. Oh, the clean tag. Okay, never mind. Now, there is actually a barber in this game, which you guaranteed you look later on. However, I believe you have to be a guy. Because the barber belongs to an all-male group, but you have to join that group. But like I said, well, there are girls in the group, but they're more like groupies than they are actually my official members of the group. But oh well. There is actually a DLC that will allow you to change this as well.
Well, I got most of it right anyway. Stuff that mattered. Okay, no sense keeping you in bed anymore. Let's see if we can get you on your feet. Good. Why don't you walk down to the end of the room, over by that vigor tester machine there. Take it slow now. It ain't a race. Looking good so far. Go ahead and give the vigor tester a try. We'll learn right quick if you get back all your faculties.
Now, before I interact with the machine, you probably most likely noticed, recognized Doc Mitchell's voice. That is because Doc Mitchell is voice acted by the same guy who does General Tellius in Skyrim. Yeah, it's the same guy. And also, because New Vegas or Las Vegas, it's in Nevada. But right now we're in the borders of California. That's where Good Springs is. It's in the borders of California. But that's the area we live in. It's just the southwestern area of the United States. And I live in the northeastern area of the United States. So, This stuff right here, I won't be able to read. I've tried reading it a couple of times, but every time I tried, I always get tongue tied. So you guys go ahead and read it on your own. I know what each one are and then what they do. So you go ahead and read it yourself. I'll give you guys a couple of minutes to read each one because some people read slower than others. If I'm moving too fast for you, then just pause the video. Or rewind the video. It's up to you. Or maybe you don't care about any of this stuff and you just want to skip it. Then you do that too. Here we got the review. Now each one, there are 7 letters because the word is special, and each one has 5 points already, and then you're given 5 points to distribute among these things as you see fit. Now I know that there's some people that would take away some points and add it to another one, but I would never do that.
Look at that. Maybe them bullets done your brain some good. Well, we know your vitals are good, but that don't mean them bullets didn't leave you nuttered and a bighorn a dropping. What do you say you take a seat in my couch and we go through a couple of questions? See if your dogs are still barking.
Bark. I couldn't help it. I had to do that.
All right. I'm gonna say a word. I want you to say the first thing that comes to mind. Dog.
Cat. Kick. Dinner. Well, I know that I've heard that in some cultures that eating dog is a cuisine. In some cultures, but I would never do that.
House. Night. Bandit.
Let's see. Bribe, crush, stab, Swiss cheese, make bribes. Reasonable. Reasonable and bandit don't go together. First thing that popped in my mind was slap.
Light.
Dark, heavy, beam. Torch.
Mother.
Cookie jar. Who calls their mom a cookie jar? We got human shield. Somebody didn't like his mom. To put that as an option. I'm not talking about Doc Mitchell. I'm talking about whoever put these on here. They obviously did not like their mom. I would never use my mother as a human shield. Most likely she would use me as a human shield.
Okay, now I got a few statements. I want you to tell me how much they sound like something you'd say. First one, conflict just ain't in my nature.
I actually agree with that. I do. I might do, sometimes I get angry and I might do that thing when the girls like to do, where they start slapping each other's hands like this, like that. And then sometimes, you guys probably seen NCIS with Mr. Gibbs. Agent Gibbs, he likes to slap his teammates in the back of the head when they do something stupid. I do that. But outright, like, fights? No, I would never do that.
I ain't given to relying on others for support.
That's a yes and a no. Most of the time, I'll try to do things on my own and then ask for help if I can't. But at the same time, it's about something that's really confusing, really complicating. Then I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna need help with this.
I'm always fixing to be the center of attention.
Oh, that's a no. That's a definite no. No. I'd rather be treated like a shadow on a wall or wallpaper. No, that's a definite no.
I'm slow to embrace new ideas.
That's also a no. I actually like it. I love new ideas. Variety is a good thing. I mean, well, not variety. Well, he's not talking about variety. Differences. He's talking about new ideas. And this is always good to have a new idea, okay? Because sometimes old ideas don't work anymore. You gotta come up with something new.
I charge in to deal with my problems head on.
That is also a yes, but also a no. Sometimes I'll do it like out of impulse. Some people might do it like impulsively. I'll do that. But most of the time, I think about it first before I actually do anything.
Almost done here. What do you say you have a look at this? Tell me what you see.
Pictures. Like scorpion pictures. Yeah, scorpion pictures. That's what I see. Angry two-headed ant. Well, I don't know about the two-headed part, but it does, I guess it does look like two ants maybe fighting over something.
Okay. How about this one?
A two-headed guitar. Which actually, those do exist, by the way. There is such thing as a two-headed guitar. I've never actually seen one in person, but I've seen pictures of them. It's an electric guitar. And it looks like two really cool, stylish electric guitars mashed together. But it's actually one guitar. A ship. I'm too embarrassed to say what it is. A ship at sea. Yeah, actually, you know what? It does look kind of like a ship at sea. If you flip it sideways, and it's either to the right or to the left, it does look like a ship at sea. One side could be the ship, and the other side could be reflection in the water.
Last one.
This one, I actually know what it is. They took it off the options. I don't know why, but they did. It's actually two bears high-fiving. That's what it is. That's what it's supposed to be. I don't know why there's two statues in the background, but Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. It's two bears high-fiving. I don't know why they took it off of the list, but they did. And also, if you also look at it another way, it's two elephants fighting over mates or something like that. That's what I first saw when I first saw this ink blot. Was two elephants fighting. But I later found out that it's actually two bears high-fiving. Oh, but it's not on the options, so...
Well, that's all she wrote. I don't have nothing to compare it to, so maybe you'd better just have a look at the results. See if it all seems right to you.
Alright, this is the skill screen. Now, every time we level up, this skill screen pops up. And you get to choose the app points, depending on how high your intelligence level is, depends on how many skill points you get. Every time we level up. Now, here at the start, you can just choose 3 of them, which you can boost up. Now, what I recommend doing is not looking at the ones that you're going to use, but look at the ones you are not going to use. Because it makes it easier when you actually start leveling up your skill points when you level up. Like, for example, I'm not going to use explosives, melee weapon, sneak, or unarmed. I mean, I might use unarmed a couple of times, especially with bugs, small bugs, because I don't think they're worth the bullets. And then I think, I believe I have to use explosives a couple of times for some quests and stuff, along with the sneaking. But that's it, I won't use it that often. The 2 skills that I do actually recommend that you give a boost is science and lockpicking, because you do that a lot throughout this game. Picking locks and hacking computers. You do that a lot throughout Fallout. As for the 3rd one, it's dealer's choice. Whatever tickles your fancy. Whoa. Speech.
Before I turn you loose, I need one more thing from you. I got a form for you to fill out so I can get a sense of your medical history. Just a formality. Ain't like I expect to find you got a family history of getting shot in the head.
Already heard. These are traits or perks, as they are called. Now, you don't get these ones right here at the start. You only available at the start. You can't get them later on. And also, you get perks every 2 levels. So, for example, you start at level 1, and then when you get to level 2, you get to choose a perk. But then you won't get to choose another one until level 4, and then level 6, and level 8, and so on and so forth. Now, these perks or traits or whatever you want to call them, you can pick here at the start. They do have positivity to them. However, they also have negativity as well. I get to choose 2 of them. And because I have the Ultimate Edition, not only do I have traits from come with the actual game, but ones that come with the DLCs as well. But anyway, the first one that I'm gonna get is down here. Wild Wasteland perk. Now you don't have to get this one, but I like this one because it's really cool. Throughout Fallout, just like it does in the Elder Scrolls, there are Easter eggs throughout the game, which you can find that are references to other movies and games. Well, it's the same thing here in Fallout. And with the Wild Wasteland perk, you get to see even more of them. And if that face you see that's on the screen, with like, ooh, bloody face, it'll pop up in the right hand corner. That means that you found a Wild Wasteland perk. Easter egg. Now, some of them are actually pretty obvious for those who watch movies and play the game. Some of them are really obvious and you probably already know what they are just by looking at them. And then the other one is actually going to be skilled. It says you're skilled but not experienced. You gain 5 points to each skill, or to every skill, but you suffer a negative 10% from experience points gained. But that doesn't actually bother me that much about the experience points thing, because there's a perk you can get which is called Swift Learner, which adds 10% to experience points game to counter that out. So I'm not worried about it at all. Plus you level up pretty fast at the early levels of the game anyway.
Alright, I guess that about does it. Come with me, I'll see you out. Here, these are yours. Was all you had on you when you was brought in. I hope you don't mind, but I gave the note a look. I thought it might help you find a next of kin. But it was just something about a platinum chip. Well, if you're heading back out there, you ought to have this. They call it a Pip-Boy. I grew up in one of them vaults they made before the war. We all got one. Ain't much use to be now, but you might want such a thing after what you've been through. I know what it's like having something taken from you. And put this on too, so the locals don't pick on you for lacking modesty. It was my wife's. I think she was about your size, and she hardly wore it after we left the vault. Felt it was too brazen. Don't mention it. It's what I'm here for. You should talk to Sunny Smiles before you leave town. She can help you learn to fend for yourself in the desert. She'll likely be at the saloon. I reckon some of the other folks at the saloon might be able to help you out too. And the metal fella, Victor, who pulled you out of your grave. Anyway, you ever get hurt out there, you come right back. I'll fix you up. But try not to get killed anymore.
It's not like I did that on purpose. Hardcore mode. Fallout New Vegas allows you to play a new hardcore mode that greatly increases the challenge of the game. In this mode, stems heal over time and cannot mend broken limbs. Raid Away removes radiation over time. Ammunition has weight and dehydration is a constant concern. This mode is only recommended for advanced players. You may turn hardcore mode on or off at any time in the gameplay menu. But if you activate hardcore mode now and maintain it through the end of the main story, you will receive a special reward. Would you like to activate hardcore mode? And that is a no. No, absolutely not. Because I am honestly still new to the whole Fallout franchise thing. And I've been playing Elder Scrolls for like forever, so yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, the anniversary edition of Skyrim does have survival mode, and I most likely will use that. But this hardcore mode, I'm not gonna use because I'm still I'm still a newbie when it comes to Fallout.
I expect you'll be wanting to go outside after being cooped up for so long, but if you have any questions, I'll answer what I can. Well, I already told you I came from a vault. After that, I was a traveling doctor for a spell. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Most folks out here ain't educated, so people with medical know-how are hard to come by. I found that I could help a lot of people with what I knew, and that was all right with me. Eventually, I went back and married my childhood sweetheart, and that was the end of my traveling days. Didn't miss it none then. Still don't. Well, ain't we all, right? That was a long time ago. I don't pay it much mind anymore. Of course. You've been through a lot. Ain't much, but these will do you right if the pain flares up. This here's Good Springs, named after the water we got here, just down the road to the southeast. Good Springs Source, they call it. It's a quiet town, and that's how we like it. We don't go looking for trouble, though occasionally it sees fit to come looking for us. Well, there's a general store just up the road, run by a fella named Chet. He don't got nothing fancy, but he's got your basics covered. If you're looking to wet your whistle, just past Chet's is the Prospector Saloon. The bartender there, Trudy, knows everyone in town. Other than that, there's not much to see. Just people trying to scratch out a living. That'd be Victor. Curious fella. He's sort of odd, and I don't just mean 'cause he's a robot. I couldn't tell you much about him. He's real friendly, don't get me wrong. You just get the sense that ain't the whole picture. Just a feeling. He keeps to himself mostly. You want to know more about him, you'll have to ask him yourself. He has a shack on the southern edge of town.
Why would a robot need a shack?
I didn't see him or the men with him. You might ask around town, though. Could be someone saw which way they was headed. Your best bet would probably be Trudy, the bartender at the saloon up the road. If anyone saw anything, she'd know about it.
Thanks, Doc.
You take care now.
Oh, alright, before we head out, I'm gonna grab some supplies, because you said that I'm welcome to it, so. Oh, it's the bathroom. Now, before I head up to the big blue yonder, I'm going to show you guys this Pip-Boy. So this right here, this is our person here, and as you see, this is how much health we have, and that's our AP. We'll talk about that later. That's experience points, level, and as you see, each one of our limbs, including our head and torso, have a health bar. That's because we can break our limbs, and torso and head. Then you could use either stems or doctor's bag to repair the damage. This is a radiation level, and it's a Raid Away and Raid X. Raid Away gets rid of the radiation. A Raid X kind of strengthens your resistance against radiation. And you got effects, which is basically affects anything you've eaten, drank, or what you're wearing. Your special screen, your skills screen, your perks screen. Now you do actually get perks over time as the game progresses, because you get challenges which you can fulfill. But some of them you actually have to manually do, but most of the time it just kind of gets filled as we go throughout the game. And this right here we have the general stuff, and then there's a karma here. This is a karma. Right now it's neutral. And then drifter is what we are. We're a drifter. Now this right here is a reputation screen. Now it's empty because we don't have a reputation just yet. And also karma, it does have some effect of what people might say to you or how they talk to you. But when it comes to reputation is actually based on your actions or inactions, which we'll find out about that later when we get our first bit of reputation. Yeah, items. So, read that. It's a repair. Just like in Oblivion, here Fallout, you have to repair your gear. As you see, weapons, the throwing spirits wouldn't have much of a health bar, but you can see there's a health bar that says CND. And that's basically it can only do so much until it starts to go down, and then it eventually breaks. No, it's the same thing with armor. Armor do have sort of a health bar. It can only protect you with so much damage, and then they start to break. And when it comes to the armor itself, there's light armor, medium armor, and heavy armor. Now, I actually don't focus on that fact, whether it's light armor or heavy armor. I focus on the DT, which is damage threshold. Basically how much damage it can protect you for. And I also pay attention to the WG, which is your weight, how much it weighs. So I like the damage threshold to be high and the weight to be low. That's what I focus on. I don't care about the other stuff. This is aid, this is doctor's bags, and you also have weapon repair kits. And food, drink, and antidote. I said miscellaneous stuff, bot pins, drained energy cells, and you got the Vault 13 canteen. Now that's not something you actually have to have. I mean, I don't recommend selling it because it's only have a value of 2. But at the same time, I think keeping it around is a good idea, especially if you're into that hardcore mode, because it not only helps with dehydration, but it also heals you up a little bit. You don't have to worry about drinking out of it. It drinks automatically, so. But like I said, I wouldn't recommend selling it because this canteen is one of a kind, and it's not that valuable, but it's also one of a kind. You won't be able to get another one. But if you don't feel like carrying it around with you or anything like that, you just like put it in a box somewhere, in a place that you own. And the ammunition. Now the way the ammunition works in this game is kind of similar to Mass Effect, where you have armor-piercing rounds and hollow point rounds. Armor-piercing is for armor, hollow point is for flesh. And then you have overcharged rounds and you have slug rounds. The overcharge is for energy weapons. Slugs for shotguns. I honestly do not recommend those ones because the overcharged ones, they do more damage, but they degrade the weapon more quickly. While the slug itself, the larger bullets, but it's less accurate, and it sprays more. It could maybe a good thing, but also a bad thing. And then you can switch between ammunition just pushing the 2 button. And then you don't worry about this screen unless you want to look at something. And then this right here is data. It's where you quest site, miscellaneous, radio, world map, local map, all that good stuff. Anyway, we're done in here, so we're gonna go forth.